All right, guys, it is light kit install video time. This is easier. So you got just a reference point. Little round acrylic balls that are going to fit in the sockets. You're going to use CA glue and an activator. Put a dime-sized dab on the back of your piece, a little activator on the ball, and install it. This sign has 5 of them. You just need to do it in a way that your sign is balanced and that nothing is loose or lopsided, okay? Then we're going to take the light kit battery box. We're going to kind of get these lights ready for install. And so we're going to pull the lights off of the roll. We're going to hook everything up. We're going to slip some batteries in this battery box, do a quick test. I get all of my batteries from Harbor Freight because they're affordable. They're actually halfway decent batteries, believe it or not. And I like everything to leave my shop working. So nobody wants to get a lighted sign that doesn't light, right? So snap all the batteries in there. We're gonna get this baby prepped. Yep, turn it on. We got good lights. Everything's lit up. We're gonna snap the battery door closed. We're going to take the razor blade here and we're going to remove the backing. There's an adhesive backing on these lights. We don't trust adhesive, but we are going to pull the blue strip. We're also going to remove that little tag that's on the back of the antenna. Get that off there, because by the time you hot glue this all down, that's going to pull away. And then your lights are going to be loose and you're going to look like you charged $150 for a POS, okay? Hot glue on the back of the battery box. Install it somewhere where the on-off switch can be reached with your finger between the pieces, and it doesn't have to be taken apart, because that would suck to have to unsnap the sign just to get to the on-off switch. Okay, dab of glue on the back of the antenna, get that settled in there. Route your antenna in a way that if you have cutouts in your sign that none of the wires show through from the front, put a little dab of glue on the small end of the antenna just so that everything's stretched out there and ready to go for your lights, okay? If you don't have a glue gun, get one. Get a cordless one. They're amazing. Okay, you're gonna put a bead of glue along the outer edge, maybe a 1/4 inch from the edge, and then you're just gonna slowly run these lights along the perimeter, occasionally pulling the little blue adhesive piece off as you go. You don't want to glue down the adhesive blue strip because it will pull away. And again, your lights will be loose and then you'll look like you're selling junk. Don't do that. 6 or 8 inches at a time is what I recommend, because the glue will dry on you. I sometimes do 1 foot or 2, but I've done over 500 of these things, and eventually you'll get good at it. But to start with, just go 6 or 8 inches so you've got enough space. Wouldn't hurt to wear a pair of 5 or 7 mil gloves when you're working with this hot glue, because eventually you're going to stick your finger in it and it's going to make you say bad words. Okay, and again, we're just going to route this around. Please be careful not to fold the light strip back over on itself. If you happen to do that at one of the copper points and the copper makes contact again with itself in a copper area, you're going to short out colors and you're going to have a partially functional light kit. Some of you have already been down this road. So try to pinch the points of the light strip where you're going to make a turn or a change. Pinch it together at the turn, and it'll be much easier to manipulate the light strip. They're only about a 1/2 inch wide, but they can be a bit of a pain if you've got some really hard turns. Just take your time. Don't get in a hurry, and don't do anything super crazy in terms of manipulating the strip, and it should, honestly, it should all work out. Famous last words. There's a learning curve to all of this. And again, you make even a dozen of these various lighted signs. Yeah, that's what happens when you stick your finger in hot glue. But even making a dozen of these or 30 of them, you're going to get really good at kind of figuring out how these go together. It doesn't matter what the sign is. They all function the same way. You have standoffs, which, by the way, do the standoff, do the acrylic balls, and press it into the back piece. That's what the little barb is for on the back of that ball. Line it up, press it into the back piece so that you dimple the back piece and you know where to put the sockets, okay? That's the key to that. Make sure and do all of that before you install the light kit, because the battery box is thicker than the depth of the balls, and you won't be able to get your dimples put in with the light box installed, okay? So once you get to the end, now in this case, I really hope to have enough lights to go back through and light up the cutouts. That's not the case. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to install so that my lights surround the entire perimeter, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim that right in the center of the copper strip, and I'm going to call it good. That little bit of light strip left, I'm just tossing it in the garbage. If you have a good solder gun and it's your ambition to solder light strips together, knock yourself out. I make too many of these signs and I'm too busy to mess with that. So in this case, my customers like subtle lighting, so it is okay to just use the halo effect to light up my inserts or the cutouts. It's going to be sufficient. So once the light strip's in, then I go back around and I hit all of the corners, all of the directional changes, just put a dab of glue in each of those spots for a little insurance. I put a dab of glue on the end of the light strip so it doesn't pull away there. And voila, we have lights, we have color, all right? Beautiful. All right, next step is that back piece, which earlier we set it on there and we made the dimples, remember, on the back? Again, there are 5 of them. We're going to lay this down. We are going to get some of our plastic sockets. We're going to get the number 8 half-inch wood screws. I've just found these to work really, really well. Again, we're going to put a dime size spot of glue on each of those dimples. I'll do 3 of them to start with. Got to find it. Don't have my glasses on. There we go. And then we're going to put a screw on the drill. We're going to slide the socket over it. We're going to hit it with a little activator. We're going to find the dimple, and then that's where we're going to set the standoff. Now I'm using a driver. I've got my clutch set properly. You'll get a feel for this. If you drive it too far or too deep, you will crack the plastic hole and you'll push that screw all the way through the standoff, and then you're going to have some repair work to do in order to get that spot to receive another screw. So plastic filler or something. Then you got some sanding and more painting to do. So don't do that. All right. Again, dime size in each of those spots. And then we're going to put these last 2 standoffs in there. And once you do that, then the pieces are ready to be mated together. All you have to do is line up 2 of those balls into 2 of the sockets, and everything else will line up properly. It just simple pressure at the point of each standoff will snap that sign together. And then the same way, gentle pressure between the pieces at the point of each standoff will pop each of those ball and sockets apart, okay? Important information to give to your customer so that they're not reefing on the thing and damaging the sign, and then suddenly you've got to fix it. Or you got to give them directions on how to fix it. There we go. Look at that. We got lights. Again, the cutouts are not lit brightly, but it's okay. The halo effect does put some light in there, especially if the lights are off. This guy wanted his Code Orange Raptor replicated. Turned out good. All right, we'll do some more of these in the future. Happy cutting, guys. Take some risks, enjoy yourself, make some money. Later.